Peace and blessings to the universe. All praises go to the Most High. Ashe. I- If you want to know, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Also hit the bell so that you know if I the video. So y'all know I stopped talking to my mother, my whole family. Did a video my a couple and me, my husband, and my 3 children, we had to stop talking to my family for 5 years. We stopped talking to them. It wasn't until events started to occur and people started to transcend that my mother reached out to me. They had me thinking that they did not care. They had not just me, my husband and my children, all of us. They had us thinking that they hated us. When I was there, they called me the devil. They spoke all kind of bad things without using discernment. They didn't really look into the situation. They just went by word of mouth and by the things they were seeing. So let me tell you about the spirit. When the spirit works, you're not going to understand it. It's going to be wild. It's going to be crazy. You'll be able to put the puzzle pieces together later. You'll know the truth of it all later. But we really went through. I spoke about my husband's mom, okay? And his baby mom, my step son's mom, all that stuff. It just all blew up, okay? It blew up in our face. And we were always trying to keep things calm and steady until we couldn't even take it no more. And we had to go away from people because people were evil to us. They were wicked. They were dark in their ways. They had no understanding. They went by word of mouth. He said, she said. They didn't even come to source, which was us. They treated us so bad and it all felt spiritual. Y'all might hear, my family snoring or whatever. It's early in the AM, and this is after my 3 a.m. message. It's probably around 4:30 a.m. But I'm still up, okay? Spirit wakes me, and I'm still up. But let me continue. Yes, everyone's snoring in their sleep, so let me continue. So we gave everything. We gave it everything that we had. We put our our all into it. We wanted to raise our children and give them great lives. Like we had good lives coming up. Um, as I became a teenager, though, I became very rebellious. My mom and my dad got divorced when I was 9. My dad married my stepmom, and she done been so wicked to me as well. I don't know if I can say this, but I'm gonna just say I was good to my stepmom. I was good to her until we had to go live there, and I started seeing ways that weren't right, okay? Because I'm for the righteous, okay? I'm for the unseen, hello? And she would just grab my arm when I was little. She grabbed my arm. And because she's a different race, I'm just going to be real. Even if she wasn't the race she was, my mom would still have a problem with it. But it just raised a red flag because you're grabbing my arm. I am not a slave. Don't grab my arm. And anybody that's melanated, y'all know that you do not grab nobody's arm. Okay, and that's what used to happen to me. So I got older. I got grown and had to go and live there, and she tried to do the same thing, and I started realizing her flaws. That blew up, okay? I had started to defend myself. People were trying to fight me and said I was trying to fight them. It was so many bad things that happened around that time, okay? To make that long story short, we went away from them for 5 years, and when we went away, we went through even more. They would say, "Oh, you went through that because of us." No, no. We only wanted what was right. We only had to defend ourselves. We respected people's houses, and people weren't ever satisfied. People didn't want us there. Like, we can't notice that people didn't want us there. We knew that we were shooting bad. We knew it. We knew we were shooting bad. We were doing bad. And we knew what was going on. We knew. But if we were to explain that to other people, they would have treated us just how they treated us when we finally did explain to other people. It was spiritual what was happening. It was all spiritual. Couldn't nobody stop it. Couldn't nobody save us. It was all spiritual. Me and my husband worked. We loved the work. We used to love to get money. We had worked so hard. Like, that was life. We was on the program. You gotta have a job. You gotta go to work. You gotta go to school. All that stuff. We was on the program. When God reprogrammed our mind, we started to go through. When we got saved, we started to go through. God had to transform us, and He did. He said, "I shall make you like Yeshua, but they shall not crucify you." And He did. Oh my gosh, He did. People started to judge us left and right. And see, this thing I say about Yeshua, people call Yahweh Shai. I like to say Yahweh Shai. They say Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai. And be like Yahweh Shai, but they not even being like Yahweh Shai. In that time of Yahweh Shai, they wasn't even treating him good. Hello? Did y'all not catch the story? We got treated just like that. We got judged. And we had to go away. And we went away from my family for 5 years. We had been stopped speaking to my mother-in-law because so much wickedness would go on with her. Everyone would say that we did something to them, but there's two sides to a story, and then there's the truth. I've always been a person, I can call out what I did, and I can call out what the other people did, because I'm for righteousness. That's why. I don't believe in the unrighteous. So you ask me a question, I can surely tell you. It's up to you whether you want to know it, want to believe it or not. After that, it's out of my hands. Whatever you think of me after that is out of my hands. Hey, it is what it is, because God separates and He divides evil apart from us, okay? So I know who's for me, they're for me, and who's against me is against me. So I became rebellious as a teenager. I'm going to go back to that because this is a very important part of it all. I blamed my mom for a lot of things that had happened to me. And not realizing that's what was keeping the burdens on me. That was what was keeping me back in life. It felt like I'd get ahead and then something would happen. I'll get ahead, then something would happen. It was an up and down thing, up and down. Until I got into alignment. That's balance, okay? So it wasn't until my own child became rebellious. I thought that if I talked to her and everything, and that I would surely be a better parent than my own mother. So me and my family started to go through things. And if you go back in my video, you'll hear that we were homeless once upon a time. We used to be homeless. Yes. That was part of our transformation, okay? That's a touchy topic. So I'm not going to dive deep into that, but I'm going to keep going. But when that happened to us, me, my husband, our children, we were strong. We were homeless for about a month in a few weeks, but it felt like a long time, okay? And I bet they would say, oh, that happened because of how you treated us, da, 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 how you treated us, but I did not treat, certain kind of way. I only took up for myself because when people start saying things out their mouth that are ridiculous and people start judging and people start getting aggressive, you have to step your game up. And that's just what I did. But I did it respectfully. Had people blocking me indoors, trying to keep me there. Like they were trying to fight me, but they're telling family I'm trying to fight them. That hurt. Hey, I'm going to just say it hurt. All that hurt badly. It did. But I was able to forgive. I was able to move through all that and past all that. This year, I started speaking to my mother. It was around the summertime. I started speaking to her. She reached out to me. I told you she did a well check, had someone reach out to me. It'd been so long, she didn't even know if we were living still. So after the first attempt, I said, she told me not to come knock back on her door ever again. So I was bitter about it at first. Then my aunt passed away, and I had to let go and let God. And God started talking to me. I started speaking to my mother again. And I realized, people don't change time, dude. That goes for me and you, okay? Me and you, speaking for myself and others. And what that simply means is I don't care how much time passes, people going to be the same. God can transform them. That's only on the outside. But what's on the inside, you always going to remain the same. That's why people do not change time, do. You can get better as a person, but you always going to be the same, okay? You get it? Okay. So moving past that, I'm still the same. She's still the same. The only difference is time. And we were talking on the phone. We was able to talk, but it gets to the part where we bump heads sometime, and we have to pause. We don't want to argue with each other anymore, and we're learning how to communicate. So my own daughter became rebellious. That's what I was saying. My own daughter became rebellious. After all that we went through, everybody was, trying to get in alignment. Thank God he sent us around the people he sent us around while we were out those 5 years away from them. And God only kept us safe. And through things, I seen miracles. I believe in miracles because God does it all the time. I remember I remember this woman being our landlord, and she didn't want to go through the eviction process. So next thing I know, she came up with a plan that wasn't even legit. And I'm still working on that as well. And we had to be escorted out. I was on a walker. I had surgery like 3 months prior to that. She was so hateful to me. She was so hateful to me. She wanted to control my husband. So when we left out of there, we didn't know where we were gonna go. We was crying. Well, I was crying, okay? I was crying, my children was crying. My husband, he said, okay, okay. He had to step up and put on his light bulb that time. Because usually it's both of us working together. That time I was down. I was out. I had surgery. I had ended up falling in 2022. I had ended up falling. And that was a process as well. So I was walking around injured, hurt, homeless, and we were broke, busted, and disgusted. We were going through. I don't even know how we were getting money when we got money. I just know God would always make a way. So we end up going. My husband went to the church. I said, "Yeah, go to the church." We went to the church that we knew of, and he directed us to go somewhere else. And they ended up helping us. They helped us 2 nights with a room, and then after that, God had other people paying for a room. We stayed there for 2 weeks, and that was out of the grace of God because we didn't even have any money to pay that room, but it got paid. We had refused to be homeless again. We wasn't going through that again because the devil, because the hate, the jealousy of the devil. That woman was wicked. God had to get us away from her. And how he did it, it hurt what we went through. It was stressful, okay? But 2 weeks, we got our room paid, and I don't even know how, but God did it. He did it. And then we went to another place where we didn't have a time limit to get out. We just had to be in group. We just had to go to church. And that's what we did. That's what we did. We didn't have no problem going to church because I'm a priestess and my husband is a priest. So it was nothing. But going to group, okay. We love group. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, group it was overwhelming sometimes because it's more like a session, but I love the experience, okay? And I believe that's a great thing that they're doing. And one day I want to donate to them and give back myself. That's a great place. God bless that place. Hashem. So after that, we were able to get in our own place. What was it, like 9 months, 6 to 9 months after that, we was able to get in our own place. Mm, God is great. So once we got in our own place, we had to, still go through the process, calm down, and get through, so we could get through because when you go through things like what we went through, it's traumatizing. And if you're not stable minded, you're gonna tweak out. But thank God we were stable minded. We come from families where people work, where people like to have things, thank God. And I actually come from the type of family where they gonna look down on you if you're doing bad. And that's not good at all. It's not. But that's what happened to me. They looked down on me. They told us we were sorry parents, all kind of things. Even though we were taking care of our children, making sure they got to school, keeping clothes and shoes on their back. The only problem was our finances at that time. Hmm. People didn't want us living with them. People didn't want us near them. And it hurted so bad. It did. So when my daughter became rebellious, my daughter my daughter is not a child anymore, okay? My daughter is older now. And how can I say this? She can do things as she please, okay? So if I give my 2 cents, she's still gonna have her own decision after that, correct? Even though I do have authority. So children become rebellious, and sometimes you have to, let go and let God. You gotta let God handle it. I mean, my daughter's a good child. My daughter graduated. Hallelujah. Thank God she graduated, and I'm so happy for her. I'm proud for her because she graduated. I remember when I graduated, it was the happiest day of my life, I thought. So yes, and we tried to give her some room, go to work and do your thing. We tried to give her some leisure to have her own ideas, but that didn't work out. And long story short, now she has to go to college. She has to do what she was supposed to do a year ago. So she became rebellious. I got so many things going through my mind right now, and I can't speak on all of them, but I'm trying to stay on track. So my mother and everyone who spoke against us, some of them didn't, but most of them, yes, we all end up having to come together when my daughter became rebellious. We all had to come together, and that's just how God works. And in them times when my daughter was acting out and doing things, I was breaking down and crying. And I have severe anxiety. I was going through what I was going through. So I'm going somewhere with this. So follow me. Because God does things and it's all a process. And He does it for a reason, okay? So my mind was set on all the things I did to my mother. I was weeping, I was crying. And my mind was set on all the things I had did to my mother. And I was asking God and pleading to God for forgiveness. Because that's what made my mother change on me. That's what made my mother start mistreating me, which it wasn't right, but that's what happened. She started mistreating me. She was always angry with me. All I had wanted was love and guidance. And I just didn't get that. Okay, my mother was a great provider. My mother bust her butt, okay, working. So I'm like, why would I be a slouch? But when people started to choose sides that was the wrong sides, it started hurting me more and more. It started making me want to go away from them, and I did. So when things started to happen with my daughter, God had things start to happen with my daughter so that I started to see the things that I did to my mother, okay? That's what I'm saying, and I did, okay? I seen it from both sides. I seen it. And I said, if only I didn't become rebellious, even though I didn't feel loved. I felt lonely, and I feel like a lot of teenagers feel like this. This is just a thing, okay? When you a teenager and you feel like that. Although I had a lot of things that happened in my life to make me feel like that, I became rebellious, okay? I got pregnant when I was 16. I got pregnant when I was 18. And by the time I was 21, I was married and having my third baby at 23. I wasn't listening. I wasn't I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't listening. Okay? I didn't have as much guidance as I give my own children. And I believe that bothered me a lot. But me and my mother, we getting past and we getting through all the things that we went through. We doing, okay? I feel like they're trying to fix what they did with me wrong. They trying to fix it to my children. And I'm just living life, taking it a day at a time. Because even though I speak to my mother, I still go through what I go through. The severe anxiety, the what happened to me when I ended up on a walker in a cane. Like I go through what I go through. But I don't have hate in my heart. I don't have hate in my heart. I hate wicked. I hate evil. Just like my father. My father hates evil. But I don't hate good. I don't hate the righteous. I love. I love hard, okay? I'm like my father, okay? The Most High. But that's my update. on me speaking to my mother, it's been going, okay? It's been going all right. God, he's shipping and shaping things. And it's only going to get better. That's what I know. It's all about understanding. If you can't change someone, you won't change nobody, okay? That's what I'm telling you. You can't change people. They change on their own time. It's divine timing. You can't change people. Same way my mother wished she could change me. I wish I could change certain things about her as far as her understanding what I say. I feel like she has selective hearing sometimes. She might feel like I have selective hearing. I don't know. But I say a whole sentence and she only hears what she want to hear. And I'm like, that's not what the message I'm putting out to you. So we'll work around it and work through that. But even when it comes to my husband, I learned that you have to have boundaries, okay? You have to have boundaries, set boundaries. You have to set boundaries with other people in your relationship. You have to set boundaries, okay? Don't be a people pleaser. So we were doing, and I say doing because I don't like to say trying, because words are spells. And I know I did say that a few times. We were trying, yeah. We were doing, okay? That's what I'm going to say. We were doing. Just that. We were doing what we were supposed to do. But life was lifing. And life is going to life. It's going to do what it do. You got to trust the process, okay? God weighs the heart. So being righteous, it holds a lot of weight. Because no matter through what, through the good and the bad, God going to take care of you, okay? So y'all be enlightened. Y'all be enlightened. The Bible speaks of families coming against each other. It speaks of that. So, literally, the devil, that evil spirit, I believe, devil means deceiver. This is what I believe. Devil means deceiver. So, that deceiver spirit, it hates love. So, it's just going to be just like that. It's going to create chaos in the times of love. And you just got to outsmart the devil. That's all. You got to outsmart that negative energy, that trickster spirit that want to play them games. You got to outsmart it. Be wise, my people, okay? So, that's my update about my mother, my family. It's only going to get better because I see how God bringing things together. And through chaos, God does that. It might take a while, but you got to let go and let God do what he do, because once you do let go, things might blow up in your face. It might blow up, but it's going to get better. Not literally, but it's going to get better. Not literally blow up in your face. Y'all get what I'm saying, but it's going to get better, okay? So you always wish for the best, but prepare for the worst. That's how it goes. That's what our ancestors believed. So I am Queen Ashe, and that's my message. I just wanted to come back and give y'all an update about how it's going with me and my mom, because I know I haven't been present like that, okay? I go through with my health, but when the spirit had me get on here, I have to get on here, okay? Y'all have a great day and night wherever you are. I am Queen Hashe. Peace, love, and light. Peace, love, and light. That means love right there. One love. Y'all stay up. Stay focused. Hashe.